Oh, hey, man. Danny, you see the game last night?
Dude, I heard Barry Zito pitched a shutout. Did he?
I don't know, man, but it was a freaking intense game.
I also heard somewhere that the first baseman or someone hit 3 home runs. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Very true. First time since last year.
That's impressive.
What are you dumbasses talking about? So, dude, have you seen Looper yet? It's crazy, right? Dude, Bruce Willis, comes from the future, and he's, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's, self from the future. And, at the end, he tries to kill this guy, but it turns out that Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a mermaid, and he has to, fight the Napoleon army. But Bill and Ted show up, and they save the day from Doctor Who, and, they ride a Tyrannosaurus Rex into the sunset, dude. It's the most killer movie. It definitely beats out Hotel Transylvania for Picture of the Year, dude. But
Seriously, man, we're talking about baseball right now. Danny, did you see that hit by Panda last night? Oh, my God, it was amazing.
No. It's just I'm not saying that I can just talk to him and.
oh, seriously, dude, don't talk to this kid about baseball. Film is where it's at. The best movies of all time, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, in no particular order, tied for number 1. I don't have a thing for Tom Hanks. He is a great actor, but the directing of those movies is just so phenomenal. The cinematography and they put so much into one movie and just so much comes out. The only thing I didn't like about Saving Private Ryan was they actually gave Vin Diesel an actual part.
No, it's I do want to talk about Zito and.
Okay, man, we need to get back to baseball right now because it's the World Series and it's really important. So stop interrupting me and Danny.
Ryan, no. Tom Hanks. You were talking about Tom Hanks? No, it doesn't.
Baseball again, dude? San Francisco sucks. Everybody knows the Cubs are the best. Haven't you seen Rookie of the Year?
No. Yes, tell me about Saving Private Ryan. Ryan?
Are you seriously going to talk to this kid right now?
What? What?
Oh God! It's happening again. The bickering and the me not being able to talking. Oh God. I just want to talk with people about things that I'm passionate about. About things that I want to talk about, but no. It can't happen. I'm caught. I'm caught in the Borderlands. Oh God. It hurts. It hurts so bad.
Good evening, everyone. Or a good day. I'm gonna start this one off with that one. I don't know. In either case, welcome again. We're back for class log number 5. Getting good at the numbers thing here. It's making a little bit more sense how they follow each other. Next one's gonna be class log number 3. No, I already did that one. In any case, I know subconsciously I've been receiving a lot of information and questions about my dancing. And it's really quite simple. One of the first things that you have to understand is that it's all on the shoulders. Everything stems from the shoulders. And so when you can accurately move your shoulders in tandem with the rest of your body, that's pretty much dancing. You don't have to do any fancy footwork. You don't even have to really know the song. You can just flail about, and it's really attractive. Someone's trying to break into my room. So, it's all on the shoulders. So don't ever forget that. And now to the topic of secondary importance, because dancing is far more important than Borderlands. Borderlands, from Taming a Wild Tongue. I had to actually really sit down and think about this one a little bit, because I felt like I've been in several different Borderlands situations, and I've been on the cusp of many different dialects of informational speech or different kinds of backgrounds of understanding, all of which have their own very specific types of words and jargon and all of that good stuff that you need to, produce colloquialisms and what have you. So the first one that I really came back to again and again and again was this notion of like music and like being an artist and kind of the words that go along with that. And really the kinds of dialects that you associate with very specific types of the field. For me, most importantly, being music. I've studied music almost all my life. It's been a huge part of kind of the development of my character and my personality over the years. And it's really, it's taken the most shape in terms of my dialect. And my dialect has been influenced by it a lot. But not everyone is an artist, and not everyone, makes music and understands the words associated with very specific monikers tied to music. You get like key signatures, and you get diminished fourths and augmented fifths, and you get atonal scales and mixolydian and locrian and all these very esoteric words and fairly enigmatic words if you're not in the specific field. And so one of the big things that I had to overcome wasn't so much really talking to just other people about this specific field of my life and this specific dialect of my life, but almost my family. My mother, she put my sister through piano when she was very young, but unlike some other parents that I know who put their kids into music, they weren't super closely related or involved with their child's studies. And my parents weren't horribly associated with me and my sister when it came directly to working with the music. They forced us to, forced is not the right word. They encouraged us to practice pretty frequently. We did practice and we did work hard. Me a little bit more than my sister, but to each their own. I love you, Kelly. But the big thing was there was a certain point in my artistic career that there was a shift in my understanding of both what I was being taught and what I was learning, and a shift in how other people understood it, and that not everyone understands it, and not everyone will ever understand it, because there's a lot of stuff that goes into understanding music and goes into understanding just the basic dialect of just sight reading and notation and all this different stuff. So I can remember a couple years ago I was in a Colorado competition for piano, and I had to take a theory test, and to say I was prepared would be a lie, but I knew my stuff, kind of, and I remember stressing out about it beforehand, and I went and I spoke with my mom, and I was trying to get feedback from her and really figure out what exactly I was doing wrong, or what I didn't quite, study all the way, or what I still needed to learn. And she gave me this bewildered look, just like, well, what are you talking to me about it for? I don't understand any of this, really. It's not, I'm not the person you should talk to. And I almost feel like I should have, understood that from the beginning, but for some really odd reason, it, hit me in the chest in this really odd way that, whoa, you don't know what this stuff is? And then I kind of took that further, and I examined it with other people, and it's a very specific set of words and denotations for very specific things in music, and not a whole lot of people really understand them. And that was really interesting to me for some reason. I've noticed over the years that as I've progressed in music, my understanding has gotten even more and more advanced, and I've got a pretty firm grasp of a lot of this very musical stuff. And I begin to see more and more and more the separation between me and other people who don't really understand it. And so one of the biggest things is this really big part of my life, one of the most powerful influences in my life I can't really talk to a whole lot of people about, because it really doesn't, they really don't know it. And it's not bashing them. It's like you learn the words of a specific trade, and that's your trade, and that's your understanding, and like that's your genre of understanding. So I know like little of electrical engineering. I don't know any of the dialects, or not. Well, I wouldn't say dialects, but I don't know like any of the words that go into electrical engineering, or like all those specific subsets of words that pertain to very specific things. Just like they probably don't know what a Mixolydian half-diminished scale is. So it's still something I'm like kind of coming to terms with and like coming to grips with, but it's not like 100% there. But I'm sure as it progresses that, you know, potentially I'll find people, potentially I won't, but it doesn't really matter at this point. I think for me it was just bridging that idea of not everyone fully understands, and that's fine. And so I feel like that's been one of the more prevalent Borderlands in my life. And the same can apply to like my father. My father has zero idea about what any of this stuff is. That's okay. And I feel like I've learned to better understand other people and their perspectives on stuff like this. So, I mean, really for me, it's just a gigantic learning experience. And I feel like I don't really want to change because I like this. I like this understanding that I have. But there's certainly a level of adaptability that should probably come with it that I still have yet to figure out. So that's just one instance of a Borderland. I have many others, but I feel like sharing that specific one is kind of it's important, I think, for me, because I know that's something that I still have trouble with. So hopefully that answers the question of the Borderland, at least for me. I'm still figuring that out, but hopefully you learned something new about me, anybody who's watching. But in any case, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night, good afternoon, good day. Those of you in my class, I will see you. Those of you not in my class, I probably won't. But in any case, I hope to someday. I love you all. Bye-bye.